folks, coming to you from the kitchen table today. Got some thunderstorms looming outside, and just decided to take a little easy day today. So we're going to do some prep work inside the kitchen today. In lieu of some better videos we're going to have outside, we're going to start shooting them tomorrow. So some of the things I always get tired of, myself personally. I always get tired of eating chicken, beef, pork. You're always coming up with how do you make those things different, and how do you massage them around and so you don't get tired. I was in the grocery store and noticed they had a leg of lamb. Now, it's been a long time since I've done a leg of lamb, and I grabbed that thing. As I said, here's something different. We've done lamb chops. We do other little things like that. But a big leg of lamb, we're going to cook it similar to a roast. But we're going to cook that tomorrow, and we're going to cook it outside. But we're going to need to prepare this lamb. What we did, we got this big braising pan right here. We got this brazier specifically because it fits easily inside my smoker. But the leg of lamb was about, I don't know, a couple inches too long to fit in here. So we trimmed a little bit off the leg of lamb. I'm going to go ahead and lay that in there. But we've got our leg, and I'm going to stand up. My head's probably going to get cut off. But we got our leg of lamb right here. We took it out. We patted it dry. We got the whole leg of lamb. I'm going to drop it off in this brazier. To this leg of lamb, we want to salt it. Just a little, not too much. This leg of lamb is probably about 3.5 pounds. So we're going to put about maybe 2 to 3 teaspoons of salt. Pepper, we're going to just put just about 1 or 2 teaspoons of pepper. And then the only other thing, so what we're doing is we're going to marinate this in there. The only other thing we're going to add to this marinade is a bottle of port wine. Now get you a good port wine, get you one that you would drink, okay? And you don't want to cook with cooking wine or things like that. You want to cook with something that you would actually drink. And this tastes fairly well. It's a good port wine. Now, we're about halfway up. We're not going to zoom in here for a look. We're about halfway up this leg of lamb. We are going to add some water to this to get our leg of lamb fairly well submerged. And we're going to put this in the ice box for probably about 12 hours. At the end of the 12 hours, we're going to pull it out of here. We're going to put it directly on the smoker. We're going to get some smoke on it. Then we're going to go back in that brazier for the last 2 hours with stuff you typically add to roast. Potatoes, corn, carrots, some rosemary. We're going to season it all up, and we're going to really come out good, okay? So, leg of lamb for you. This is a lead-in video to what it's going to be. We're getting our prep work. We'll be back tomorrow and get this thing cooked up for you. Hey, folks, I'm going to continue this leg of lamb video for you in all of my wonderful colors. We got the orange cap, the red apron, and the blue. So we're all out there on color. I have a lime green one. I couldn't find it, or I was going to put that on for you today. But we got our leg of lamb. We had it marinating in the wine, as we saw before. We took it out of the wine, and we got it sitting here ready to put off in our pot. And we're going to do this like a roast. So we're going to cook it a couple hours in here, and then we're going to add some vegetables and stuff to it. And you know I'm an old guy, because I was looking at the video we did of marinating this lamb, and I said I was going to put corn in it. There ain't no corn going to go in this. Potatoes, carrots, onions, and rosemary. So we want to get this leg of lamb that we had marinated. We marinated this for about 18 hours. And we're going to do it fat side down in this pan. We marinated it in wine in a little water, and we marinated it for about 18 hours. Now, you want to be careful when you marinate meat, not to over-marinate that meat, okay? If you do, the meat has a tendency to get mushy. It loses its texture. And so, you know, no more, my book, no more than 24 hours on your marinade. All right. So we got this right here. We got this bottle of wine now. I'm going to measure this out a little bit because we don't want the whole bottle of this wine in here for the purpose of cooking it, because remember, we marinated it in that wine. So we're going to put 2 cups in here. Okay. And the rest, we're going to put water. We got a gallon jug of water here. And I'm just going to bring the water up to about 3/4 of the way or a little more on my leg of lamb. Right before we put this on the fire, we'll come up and let you take a look at what we've got going on. Just about 3/4. Our meat's going to shrink a little bit, so we got about a couple inches in the bottom of that gallon. So not quite a gallon of water. And I can smell that wine, folks. I'm liable to drink what's left in there while I'm waiting on this to cook. We're going to salt this fairly decently, making sure we get a little on our exposed meat. Now, I'm going to not give you any measurements on this. I'm going to tell you to do this to your taste. But that is going to be probably 2 to 3 teaspoons, and about the same on pepper. The reason is you've got almost a gallon of liquid in there. If you count the 2 cups of water, the 2 cups of wine with that water, you got about a gallon of liquid in there. Now to that, we want to add some cumin. Like I said, we got that cumin in here. And we're going to put, I'm going to say, this is going to probably be about 3 teaspoons or a tablespoon in my hand. We want to put that around in here. We want some of that smokiness to counteract some of that wine. We got a lot of acid in here. And that's also the reason we're not doing this in a Dutch oven. In a Dutch oven, we have a tendency to really tear up our seasoning. This is going to cook for about 4 hours in here. And we're going to put about 2 teaspoons of granulated garlic. Mainly getting that in our water. Okay? Folks, that's all we're going to do to this. We're going to let it go. The wine and the marinade and the wine that we're cooking in, it's kind of going to do its magic. So we got this big brazier. It's got about a 1/2 inch metal bottom on it. I've used this before. I think I've described this to you. We want to get this set off on the smoker. Okay, folks, we got everything in that pot. We're going to slow down the fire here just a little bit with my measuring stick. I'm going to put this open, the air gate open about a 1/2 inch. At the same time, we're going to pinch this off about halfway. Now, is there science to that? No. It's just Jeff knowing that we're going to be able to get our temperature fairly regulated in there. By doing that, we're not going to overcook this. We're going to go about 2 hours. We're going to go about 2 hours in here. Then we're going to put potatoes and our onions and our carrots and even tomatoes and our rosemary in there for the last couple of hours. And we're actually going to cook it the last hour with the lid off to get some of our liquid off of there. So we're going to put it in there. Make sure our fire's pinched back good. We want to let this go. If you're doing this in the oven, you probably want to do this about 225 or 200. Go for a couple of hours in there like that. We're going to try to keep this about 225 or so. And we're going to go. We're just going to thank y'all so much for watching what we're doing. And we know that sometimes our videos get a little out there in a little while. But we do the best we can, folks. We're going to pop in and let you see what this looks like as we go along. How y'all doing, folks? Let's see if we can't take a look and see what we got off in here. Now, we did add a little water to this just about 30 minutes ago. It was getting a little low. Y'all are going to watch me burn myself here. Maybe. Yeah, that isn't too bad. Let's get in here and take a look at what we got. How about that, folks? We got that going there. I can really smell it. It smells very, very good. Now, typically I would add a bigger pieces of carrots to this, but unfortunately, our store was kind of out of just about everything that you could imagine. I'm getting that actually in the oil or the water or whatever you want to call it. I hope y'all are having a good day. We're doing pretty good. We're filming this actually with the approach of Hurricane Beryl to the Texas coast. We hope all them folks are doing fine down there. We got 2 onions that we quartered up. They're going to fall apart in here as it cooks. But again, we're doing this like a roast. This thing has been on here about 2.5 hours. And we're going to let it go for about another 2 hours. Now, unusual about this compared to a roast, but because this is lamb, I'm putting in some tomatoes about this size. I love stewed tomatoes, and actually with lamb, they really go well with that. Now, most lamb, when you get lamb chops or something like that, everybody wants them cooked medium rare. That's just the way they cook it. With a leg of lamb, doing it this way, we're going to have it well cooked because we're doing it like a roast. We got some rosemary sprigs. These really ain't for eating as much as they are for seasoning. I'm going to add a few pieces of rosemary in there. And about 3/4 of a stick of butter for richness. And the last thing, folks, I'm out of the camera, but what I'm doing is I'm cutting open this bag of potatoes. We have these small Yukon potatoes, fingerling potatoes, whatever you want to call these. We're going to add the whole bag to that. This is going to be a meal we're going to eat on for quite a while. Lamb does have a tendency to have a little gaminess to it, and it can be a little tough if it's not cooked properly. A leg of lamb, I haven't done a leg of lamb in a long time. I'm hoping this one comes out really, really good. So we're just kind of seeing what we got. All right, we got these 2 pot holders back out here. We're going to get a good shot or attempt to get this back onto our smoker. Let's get the lid on there first. Let's get a lid on there. Now we're going to go probably about an hour, and we're going to check it. We may take the lid off for the last little bit to help the, I'm going to use the word gravy, to help the liquid in there kind of reduce a little bit. However, cooking it at 225, you know, we're not really boiling. Being careful, folks. I don't want to slosh it out on myself. And there you go. Thermometers are real low right now because the door was open. But we're going to continue going along. We're going to pop back in the next time and show you the end result of what we're going to have. Hey, folks. Welcome back out here. A shower has moved in. We're getting some rain. The weatherman says it might be some bands from the hurricane affecting some of our weather. Don't know. But this has been on here long enough to know that we're ready to go and get it off. And again, I hope y'all are having a really good day. And I trust that the people that are in Texas are taking care of everything with the weather that they've got coming on. We're going to shut our smoker down and get this over there, and we're going to show you what to do with it, or what it looks like. Hey, folks, here is our leg of lamb, and look at how tender this meat is. It just falls apart. We cook this just like a roast. We got our potatoes and tomatoes and carrots and everything in here. Look at that tender meat. I can't wait to try this out. I'm going to pull a chunk of that off here. We're going to put it on the plate. We're going to grab a couple other things for you. About a potato. and an onion, and then some stewed tomatoes. We're not going to build a very big plate. Hey, there we go. We got your little plate put together here so y'all can see. We're going to pull a piece off. Now, folks, this is hot. I guarantee you, I can feel the temperature from here. Folks, that is so good. The wine comes through, the rosemary. It's just so, so good. Hey, folks, I know you're here on the video, but man, it's so good. I'm going to steal me another piece. Mm. I can't wait to dig into this tonight. Folks, we thank y'all for watching us and subscribing to us and communicating with us and doing all the things that you do. We so much appreciate that. Leg of lamb wasn't cooked in a Dutch oven, but it was cooked outside. You can do it in your house. Try things, experiment around, try to find stuff that fits your menu, your lifestyle, and the likes of the people within your house. Don't forget about October, folks. Come see us. And folks, as we end every video we deliver to you, you got it, we all got it, however the video is, folks. Enjoy your food.